Lone Star Pawn and Bargain Center, 6509 I-30 on the Frontage Road in Greenville. Your one-stop shop for TVs, electronics, computers, and gaming systems. Lone Star Pawn offers a giant selection of hunting, fishing, outdoor gear, and firearms. We've got everything from lawn and garden equipment and job site tools to musical instruments. For the best deals and pawn rates in town, come see us on the south side of the Frontage Road in Greenville.
Need a part for the right price? Look for that red and blue sign, Henley Auto Supply, 1510 Stonewall. Over 800,000 CarQuest parts to choose from. Domestic, European, and Asian parts. Henley Auto Supply, 903-455-1969. 455-1969. Henley Auto Supply has the right part to keep your vehicle running. Backed by the best hometown service. Henley Auto Supply. Great people, great products, great prices. Henley Auto Supply and CarQuest.
Well, folks, I'm Luke Clayton, and welcome to our little outdoor show. This is my buddy Jeff Rice, and we're going to talk about calling hogs, which is a subject that I don't think either one of us consider ourselves experts at. We've done it, and I think 4 out of 5 times we brought the hogs in out of the woods and shot one, actually. But in our little introductory show, we talked about topics that we were going to cover, and this is one of them. Is calling hogs. Now, I've hunted hogs for 30 years. We're on Jeff's ranch, the Buck and Bass Ranch up in East Texas. And there's more hogs here, Jeff. Honestly, I don't know if you could find a better place.
You got a lot of them here, buddy.
And we know why. It's corn. I mean, and the Sabine bottoms back in here. We're in the middle of the woods. That's a good way.
We're back in here far enough. Nobody comes back in here. A lot of bottomlands, and there are hogs roaming everywhere out here. So I'm very blessed to have what I have, and great to have friends like you come out.
I'm glad to be here, you know, and we've had lots of fun here. But let's talk about now hunting hogs. There's so many ways to hunt hogs, and I don't want to try to over-explain things, but because many of you folks have hunted hogs a good bit. Hunt them at night when they're nocturnal. And you know, Jeff, by and large, hogs are pretty much the last 30 minutes of daylight is prime. Not to say the only time you can kill hogs, but it's prime time, and then after dark. And we do hunt them with, it's called digital night vision. We use a Photon XT by Sightmark, very effective. And then if you want to use thermal, you can. But calling hogs, you can do it during the daylight and get them in.
Absolutely. We've experienced that, and as Luke alluded to, we're not novices at this by any stretch of the imagination, but we were fortunate enough to get the Convergent Solutions Bullet HP. And folks, we put this to use, and we're going to show you a little video here in a bit of Luke and I having a little adventure out on, near the Trinity River.
Yeah?
We did a little hog hunting out there. We did a little hog calling, and boy, was that fun?
It was fun, and we call it the old school hog hunt, folks. I was using an old Marlin Glenfield with I put peep sights on it, not the buckhorn sights that come on it, but the peep sights.
Right.
And we got, I don't know how many hogs that's on this video, a bunch. And we were hunting a friend of mine. He actually donates hunts for kids. And he wants the hogs on his land. They take a lot of hogs, but he wanted us to kill a boar. And first thing that came in was about 6 or 8 sows. And I was quick to identify each one of them. I had to look close, but I didn't shoot any of those. But then we got a boar in, and then we shot just an 140-pound boar maybe, and saw perfect eater. And Jeff and I are all about eating pork.
That's right.
Making ham, and that's another topic, Jeff, that I want us to cover. It seems like we get into a show and I start thinking about what's coming up. I brought some ham down from that wild hog, mind you.
Oh, was it from that one? Okay.
That was the boar, upper ham meat, and I cured it for 1 week. Anybody can make the tastiest sugar-cured ham you can imagine. And I put honey and brown sugar on it. But I brought you some.
Well, this guy here knows how to cook. I mean, we're talking smoking meats and those type of things. This is the guy. So we're going to be doing some shows in the future on cooking.
You bet.
Smoking.
You bet.
Using your Texas
Smoking Tex.
Smoking Tex electric smoker. Oh my gosh.
It's all that is easy. But as we pointed out in the earlier show, please don't think of us as coming across as experts, but like I said in the first show, through osmosis and years, we've learned, we know a thing or two about the outdoors. And that's what I'm all about and what you're all about. is trying to let our viewer pick up on some of the stuff. Now back to our topic on this show.
All right,
This is the Bullet HP Convergent Hunting Solutions. You go online, and I like to break it down to the basal elements here. Go online to convergenthunting.com. Download a free app. I think for $1.99 you can buy Glenn Guess. I think you have to purchase that. Glenn Guess is an expert hog caller.
Hogzombies.com.
That's right, on YouTube. I mean, he wrote the book, if there was a book on hog calling.
Yep.
We've learned from Glenn a lot, but but this works. So you download the app, convergenthunting.com.
Yep. Absolutely. Once you've downloaded it, it basically gives you a bunch of different call menu, so to speak. The screamer, chow time, bull squealer, big mama, so on and so forth. And it just gives you different calls for different, hunting, scenarios, whatever you've got going on. If you've got feeding hogs in the area or you got feeders in the area, you might want to use a feeder. Or you might have, a boars chasing a sow. You'll use the appropriate call for the appropriate scenario, and you can bring them right on in. So let's try this out here. We've got it set up. I've got it paired to my phone.
Bluetooth. You just go to your phone, get in settings, and turn your Bluetooth on.
Yep.
It'll pair to this Convergent, to the Bullet HP. And
so as you can see, I've highlighted. What do I got here? Pig mama. So we're going to try
now,
pig mama.
Normally Jeff and I would be back in the woods. We're trying to show you how it works. We'd be back with our rifle or bow, whatever we're hunting with. This bullet would be setting out in front of us.
20 yards, 20, 30 yards, something like that?
Yeah, and then we would be watching, we'd be real still watching. And somebody would be running this. So, but we want to put it right here so you could see what's going on. Which one do you want to play now?
Let's go with Pig Mama. We're going to give this a shot. So, here we go. Let's see what this sounds like.
Hey, now, honestly, where we're at,
They could come
yeah. Okay, so now I'll interject this. Some of these calls are more specific,
right.
And at this stage of my learning curve on calling, I've been using the one like the rally, which is sows with pigs squealing. That's what has brought them in for us. Now, Glenn tells me that certain calls are made, the boars are usually by themselves, and it takes them a little longer to get in. But we've been after pork, really, you know what I mean, when we go. So.
Yep. Let's try one more. I'm going to do boar fight, just so y'all can hear this.
Awesome, yeah.
Let's try this one. And there's a volume control right on your phone, so it's real simple. Be careful because they may come run us down.
Honestly, if we weren't talking so much and that was going,
they probably would.
Folks, right across the creek, we were fishing, and the creek is right here. We're on Jeff's land here, but anyway, we had 20 hogs. We weren't using the collar. We was down here fishing. Yeah. Right over there. Yeah. We from here 40 yards, we saw 25, 30 hogs.
Big sounder come in, and we watched them for what, 10 minutes?
Oh yeah,
it was just fun to watch. Standing out on the dock, just watching them just mill across on the other side of the creek. So,
Jeff, I tell you what, let's take a commercial break here, and then come back and talk some more hog hunting and hog calling. How about that?
Let's do that.
All right.
Hunt Regional Healthcare now has 3D mammography, equipped with profound A1 technology detecting breast cancer early. It's the latest FDA-approved diagnostic software providing superior diagnostic accuracy, reducing false positives, and improving cancer detection rates. Hunt Regional Healthcare, the first in North Texas to offer this cutting-edge advantage. Most insurance plans now cover 3D screening mammograms. For your appointment, call 903-408-5010. That's 903-408-5010. Hunt Regional Healthcare.
Discount Wheel and Tire has rough country time every Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. Special Saturday savings on all rough country products, suspension lift kits, leveling kits, and Jeep accessories. Save! Special Saturday savings on all rough country products. Oil changes, brake jobs, still part of Discount Wheel and Tire's great service, where service is the bottom line.
folks. So we took a short break there. We are here with Luke Clayton, and of course we've got the Bullet HP. We're calling hogs, calling all hogs, right?
Calling all
having
hogs.
a blast.
We have. Yep.
We've got a little video clip we'd like to show you folks that Luke and I, about a little over a week ago, we took a trip down near the Trinity River, and did we have some fun down there?
We had
hogs?
much fun.
Oh my goodness. We called in a bunch of hogs. We had some sows come in early. We did not shoot the sows. We were looking for a boar. Let's take a look at this video. What do you think? Anything you want to say before we
No, just probably some highlights of that hunt. It will be in what's coming up, folks. Watch these hogs. If you think calling hogs does not work, watch this video.
Absolutely. They react to it. I was amazed. I mean, like I said, I've used hand calls before, had some, limited success with that, but I'll tell you what, this is a great tool to have. It really is a great tool to have. It works and it brings them in. It was just amazing. So folks, let's take a look at this video of Luke and I on a recent hunt. All right, folks, we are going to make this happen tonight. My good friend Luke Clayton and I are sneaking into the woods here. We've got the Convergent Hunting Solutions
Bullet HP.
The Bullet HP. We've got loaded some hog calls, and Luke's been practicing with this, and if you've seen some of his pictures on Facebook, he's brought them in close. So we're gonna sneak out here, and we've seen a few hogs wandering, so we're gonna try to move in on them and make it happen.
Jeff, we've got one challenge. My buddy, he donates hunts to kids, and our marching orders are to shoot boars. So we may have to pass up some sows in this deal, which is fine with me. But hopefully we'll get what you and I call an eater boar. Got the old 30-30 with a peep sight, old school.
Beautiful.
So if we're going to name this video, we'll just call it old school hog hunting.
Old school hog hunting.
It's not an AR, but it is multiple shot. We can jack another round in there if we need to. Yeah, I'm pumped up.
Got her all zeroed in. You're ready to go.
Oh yeah. Well, you saw the group. 50 yards.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
We're okay.
He had a nice group.
If you think the peep sight, that's why the military used them for years and years. They work. So let's go get them. What do you say?
Let's go. Let's get. I guess we need to be quiet.
Yeah.
And sneak off in a distance.
Once we get off on it, we'll quiet.
We've got some ridges and stuff we're going to sneak over, but stick with us, folks. We'll be back. Hopefully, we'll have a hog on the ground.
I will say this: this 30-30 was given to me. My first deer rifle was a Marlin 30-30. This is a Marlin Glenfield. My buddy up in New Mexico, David.
David, yep.
Gave this thing to me when we were up mule deer hunting. He said, "Go put that to use." So, David Williams, buddy, we're going to go put it to use.
Let's go put it to use.
Okay.
Let's wait till they move off and then we'll sneak back in.
Jeff. That was at least 6 boars with that one sow.
Yes, it was, and they were all trying to breed her.
Every one of them. I mean, 6, and maybe 7 or 8. But the old 30-30, you know, it kind of gets a bad rep. Hog's right over there. Of course, we brought him out with the bullet out of that stuff.
We did.
But granted, I think everybody knows the 30-30 will kill a hog.
It sure will, especially at what, 17 yards?
21.
21, okay,
Well,
give or take.
The bullet. The bullet, which is leaned over a little bit now.
We've had that thing going, folks, and I tell you what, those hogs were coming in
They
like
are.
crazy.
Jeff, I still hear some back in the brush right there. Well, we have our work cut out for us. I mean, you know.
Yes, we do.
What do you say we use the Glenn guess? Quartering method, hide on.
I think you're onto something.
Jerked out those quarters and the back strap off. The truck's right over there. I don't know, man. This calling these hogs is just too much fun. I mean, it's just,
Well done, my friend. That good shot. Yeah, they were all over that sow.
At least,
Holy
at
smokes.
least 6
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
maybe more.
Yep.
That one hot sow, and well,
Pretty amazing stuff.
I think this is 4 times or 5 that I've been out doing this. But I know it's not going to work every time, but I tell you what, so far I'm leading a charmed life with this bullet. Okay, let's go to work, bud. What do you say?
All right.
Welcome home to Stash and Little Furniture. Home is where memories are made. Start your memories at Stash and Little Furniture, 2825 O'Neill in Greenville. Your home deserves stylish furniture and inspiring decor. Stash and Little Furniture offers furniture you'll love and can afford. Stash and Little sells superior named brand products, all of which come with manufacturer's warranties. Visit Stash and Little Furniture Store, 2825 O'Neill, stashandlittle.com, or on Facebook, Stash and Little Furniture. Big stash for little cash.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Johnny. Welcome to Stash and Little Furniture.
Well, that happened fast.
It didn't take long. Once we got over that hill, turn that bullet on. 3 minutes.
Oh yeah. They heard that and they came running in.
They did.
So to speak.
This was one of a bunch that was with a hot sow. And I don't know really what appealed to them, but when she came, they came.
Oh yeah.
And this one was probably 20 yards, you know.
Yeah, there were several young boars in there and one single sow, and boy, they all wanted her.
Yeah, hot pursuit. So, I tell you what, Jeff, I've been on lots of hog hunts, but I do feel like I'm living a charmed life with this collar. I think this is 4 times, and the other times I was trying for a magazine article, I was trying to get a hog in on top of it, which I did. Got a still picture of a boar about this size. Mm-hmm. No, it was a sow. The boar was right behind the sow with his nose about that close. So, folks, if you think calling hogs don't work,
Try again.
yeah, and you know, I've been
Amazing.
hunting hogs, and Jeff hunts hogs as much as anybody I know, a long, long time. And it's just something that you got to try. And maybe, by golly, you'll be as lucky as I am.
You know, it's funny. I've used hand calls before. I've had some sporadic luck with that.
Yep.
Nothing like this. This bullet, that is an amazing tool. I mean, folks, you need to have one of these in your toolbox, because I'll tell you what, I can tell you firsthand, they work, and they work exceptionally well. Well done.
And hogs do come to calls, by golly. And
Pork chops.
The old 30-30 did it. Jeff, it's fun. Thanks for videoing this thing, buddy. Folks, Jeff and I are buddies. We hunt and fish together a lot.
Yes, we do.
It was nice of you to come out here. And
Thank you for the invite.
we'll do more. How about it?
Absolutely.
Well, folks, how about that? Now, that happened. I could say in my outdoor riding, sometimes I use a little rider's license. There was no license needed in that video. That's what happened. But that old 30-30, when I shot that hog, that boar, it was in heavy cover. If you look, he was just kind of in partial shade. And when I made the shot, he wasn't 20 yards away in that heavy cover. But that 30-30, I shot him. I didn't want to mess any meat up, and I didn't want to shoot him up in the shoulder, so I shot him right behind him. he come out of there like a Roman candle, didn't he? And actually, you didn't see that on the video, but when you shoot, a good point, when you shoot a hog and he doesn't react, don't think you missed,
Exactly.
right? Don't think you missed. I couldn't have missed that one. I was so close.
That's with any game, Luke.
Any game.
You owe it to the animal that you're pursuing. That if you shoot, you need to go look, because there's been so many times. I had a gentleman out here that shot a hog, and as soon as he shot, it's all on video. Oh, I missed.
Yeah.
It was done. I said, oh, no, wait a minute.
Maybe
We're
not.
gonna go look, and sure enough, that hog wasn't 40 yards behind the feeder, dead. I mean, perfect shot. He swore he missed.
And as many hogs as I've killed in game in my life, when I shot that, when I pulled a trigger on that 30-30, that hog didn't react. He reacted he was going.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there was other hogs running out, and really, honestly, in my brain, I was wondering, he didn't act like he was hit at all.
Yeah.
But I've shot enough hogs, I thought, yeah, he had to have
You
been
look
hit.
at that shot slow motion,
You see the dust come off.
What's amazing is in that video, it's kind of hard to maybe tell in the video, but how far did that hog run? He ran a pretty good way.
I think the hog ran about 65 yards or so,
I think so.
or 70.
I think so.
And then the camera couldn't catch it because in the heat of the moment, but he was running and it was head over heels. I mean, he was running and he was down. But I made, there again, not to get too graphic on our videos, but I made a heart shot. And a heart shot, it's not, a deer usually shot that way. A lot of times he'll kick his back feet out and he won't go far. But there again, had that been a great big boar and I wanted to anchor him, I would have sacrificed those shoulders or part of the meat that broke him down, and that would have dropped that hog. I knew that when I shot. I pulled back a little bit, bam, just right through there. So now Jeff and I are eating ham.
Yep. And again, as Luke said, for those of you non-believers out there, give this hog calling a try, because I tell you what, it opened up a new door for both Luke and I. I mean,
it's fun.
We're kind of getting into this stuff, and I'll tell you what, we've learned a lot in a short period of time.
Yes, and Glenn Guess, who is the hog zombie and an expert he helped perfect some of these calls, these sounds. But like I told him, I said, I'm living a charmed life with this hog calling, because I think 4 out of 5 times we brought him right in,
Fun stuff.
And if it doesn't happen every time, I don't expect it to,
Exactly.
Well, Jeff, you and I need to give some thought to our next show. One thing, folks, that I can guarantee you, it's going to be real with Jeff and I. We're not going to polish up anything. We're going to kind of tell you what we know for sure.
Hopefully bring some tips to you folks out there and help you in your adventures in the great outdoors, because I'll tell you what, this stuff, it's nothing better than the great outdoors, and spending time with your friends and your family doing this kind of stuff, right?
Exactly. It's what makes me tick, I believe.
Makes us tick. Until next time, folks, we'll see you.